There's a new malware known as HiddenWasp targeting Linux systems.
So Ganesh, I heard that you did some research into the HiddenWasp malware recently.
Yeah. I'll talk about a little bit. This came out 2 weeks ago, Mike, by one of the researchers at Integer. It's a new blog. I think they did a tremendous job in analyzing this malware. The primary thing is it targets Linux-based servers and systems. Most of the Linux-based IoT malware, they tend to involve in some sort of DDoS activities or maybe crypto mining.
Okay.
But in this case, what this HiddenWasp is doing is it's really targeted of the Linux systems. In the sense, they know which servers to which systems to pick. They do a heavy reconnaissance effort, and then they get onto it some sort of way, basically some brute force they found or some vulnerability, they get onto the systems. Once they are into one of these systems, what they do have is they have a shell script, like a batch script of thing.
Sure.
And this script has 3 components, I believe, rootkit, and they have a Trojan, basically to propagate to wherever they want to go, and a deployment script. The script, first of all, sets up some parameters, basically setting up the environmental variables, It also sets up some aliases. Also, it sets up SFTP password with a hard-coded password.
Okay.
So it uses that hard-coded password to get on and get out anytime it wants to get on.
Oh, so you're saying they add a brand new user to SFTP, so if you chose to get back in the box and push some new malware when your old one was removed, you can still do that.
You can still do that. Once it has, what it does is it tries to cover that by removing, of course, removing that, maybe nulling at those security logs.
Yep.
But it still has those persistence mechanism.
It combines a lot of the known tactics we've seen with IoT botnets like Mirai, with a bunch of other malware techniques we've seen with more targeted stuff.
That's kind of a first phase. Once it's successful with that one, what it does is it goes to the external C2 IP and domain and tries to get the some sort of tarball downloaded to the systems. That's based on what kind of architecture it has, like 32-bit or 62-bit. Based on it gets the specific tarball, it exploits it, and that's how it tries to get the rootkit capability to the one of the functions like LD underbar preload. That's where actually
Sure. Yeah, that's a common trick. Yeah,
that's a common trick.
It's the first one that I'm personally aware of that uses a rootkit in the way that it does.
While doing this analysis, the researcher actually found some reference to one of the old rootkits named Azazel. I think it has similar capabilities. The way they're showing is, if you look at the script, the bash script, it has one alias and parameter saying I'm hidden. So I'm hidden, basically they're saying, whenever they're trying to calculate a callback, they're using that alias to I'm hidden to run the script.
Okay.
Those are the key points. This is how it works. I think I felt really interesting because they're targeting the specific Linux servers and systems to stay hidden. Once they decide they can do any sort of thing they want to do.
So when you say specific systems, I mean, what's the targeting criteria that they're using?
That's not clear, but the way they're doing is they know they're doing heavy reconnaissance before getting into these systems.
So they may scan a large number, and even though the devices they find are vulnerable, they may not even pursue them based on some
criteria.
Okay.
We don't know that. But even though they own those systems, they're not engaging any sort of DDoS or typical crypto mining activities.
Okay, interesting.
So it's still developing analysis, but even though in our analysis, we're not seeing that much activity, but still it's something new to keep and tag, that changing tactics. So that's
one of the things I read about this was that there was some intelligence based on kind of what was being seen, that this malware was actually being used to target previously infected systems of other pieces of malware. that they may have borrowed code from, or that it was really a very, very focused kind of target, with a lot of, reconnaissance having been performed on those systems before being targeted for infection, which is kind of the assertion behind their activity rates being as low as have been seen across the internet.
So then what's the objective? I mean, if they are targeting, they have something in mind.
The objective, do not know at this point.
Okay.
Yeah, but we'll be watching this.
Sure.
The best protection is keep up to date with all the security patches.
It seems to be using a number of potential techniques to compromise machines, and I wouldn't recommend that you focus on any one over the others. As long as you keep your systems up to date with the latest patches that are applying to them, you should be fine.